Yasmine, you said it earlier, me being patriotic. Libya Jannah. For me, it's my country, it's my home. I really want to be a part of its build-up. My dad, he was one of the heads of the opposition against Gaddafi. He had no political ambitions whatsoever. He was just a patriot. And the people with him, Mushir Khalifa Haftar, Hassaber, Najid, and Dr. Mohammed Magharif. That was the four people that kind of took on Gaddafi. My dad was also rewarded for his efforts by having a judgment of execution against him, along with
Oh my God.
Mushir Khalifa Haftar as well and Dr. Magharif. It was surreal times, to be
I'm
honest
sure.
with you. But yeah, so Libya, that's where I want to concentrate on as well. I want to be part of its renaissance, as you called it. I love my country. Libya Jannah, Yasmine. Imagine a country twice the size of Egypt. Imagine a coastline. You know your Sahel.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how beautifully blue the waters are there. That looks black and white in comparison
I'm
to...
sure yours is
Well,
more pure.
As you keep going down the coast,
Yeah.
it's just the most beautiful country. It really is. And it needs love and care, and it needs to be built up. There are a lot of needs. The country needs a lot. The people need, and the people are just the most wonderful people. People saying, oh, but which side of Libya are you from? Are you from east or west? As if we're separated. True fabric of whether a country is divided or not is when times are hard. We're from a place called Derna. You would have heard about it in the news in September 2023.
Yeah.
We had those horrible floods. Homes were washed away. Families were washed away. We lost family. Some people lost all their family. And what happened when this disaster happened? Those supposed people that are divided by east, west, and south, they all came running to the aid of the people in Derna. There were Tripolitanians in Derna. There were Misratans in Derna. There were people from Sabha in Derna. Every single Libyan. There's no divide. That's Libya. Now, Libya, like any Middle Eastern country, for the economy to thrive, it needs security. Now, in the east of Libya, Mushir Khalifa Haftar, an army man, I've known Mushir since the 90s. Ayyam al-Ma'arda, with my father. I have huge amounts of respect for him. This man is one of the bravest men I've ever met. Benghazi and the east of Libya was controlled by ISIS after Gaddafi's downfall. And Mushir, 230 men and him on a jeep, and they went into the heart of ISIS and they all fled.
Wow.
He broke ISIS's back in the east of Libya. Even the Americans couldn't do that. So I have serious respect for him. But coming back to the flood and how people helped. We were here in Egypt, my family and I. Of course, every Libyan wanted to help. I asked friends on the ground, family on the ground in Libya, what's needed. They came back with mattresses, blankets. People didn't have homes anymore.
Yeah, basic
Dry
necessities.
food, baby food, all this stuff. Filled up about 6 trucks in the name of my father and my family. But now who do I deliver it to? And is it going to get stopped at the border? But the Egyptians were so kind, the border police. But once it's in Libya, who do I deliver it to?
Yeah.
I asked my friends, who's controlling it? Who's policing the area? They said, Dino, do you know General Saddam Khalifa Haftar? I said, I've met him a few times. Obviously, he's the son of Mushir. I've met him a few times, but never really got to know him that well. And I got his number, so I called him. And I didn't get through, so I left him a text message. You got to remember, this is literally the day after the
floods.
disaster.
Yeah.
And within 2 hours of my call, he called me back. When I spoke to him, I told him, I said, I've got these relief trucks and stuff like that. I don't know where to deliver it. I said, can I put it into your hands for you to distribute where you think it's needed most? And he said, of course. He very kindly sent armed escort to go and pick the trucks up at the border and then took responsibility to distribute the stuff. The day of the distribution, I called him again to thank him. He sounded almost broken, so sad. I said, hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? Obviously, we all know the disaster. But he said, Dino, we're there. They're literally, these are al-Mushir's sons. They're on the ground. Saddam, Siddiq, Bilgasim. Saddam with his armed forces digging, trying to see if there's any survivors under the rubble. He sounded broken. This is an army man.
Yeah.
Okay? He's a tough guy. And he's sitting there doing that. But I was surprised by his voice. And he said, Dino, everyone we're digging up, so many children, and the smell. And we just kept saying the smell. It really affected him. Now, the East, that Derna, it was distraught. There were people homeless. They were displaced massively. General Saddam and Bilgasim. These guys took this really personally. If you look at Derna today, we're 2 years on, it's almost completely rebuilt.
Wow.
It's almost
That's
completely
great.
rebuilt. A lot of Egyptian companies there, but these guys took it really personally. Now, economy thrives when there's security. They got rid of ISIS. Then they created stability. And now the economy is beginning to, even with this disaster at Denmark, they made sure that that was taken care of. People are back in their homes, and homes more beautiful than they were before.
That's amazing.
New bridges, new homes, new everything. It looks like a new city. General Saddam, he's the main security of the east of Libya now. And I've met with him on a few occasions. He's a man of few words, but he listens and super intelligent. And when he makes a decision, he makes it within 1 or 2 minutes. And then he backs it up with his word. Rather, he backs up his word with action.
actions.
I'm very impressed with him. I know the other sons as well. Saddam Khalifa Haftar, Dr. Saddam, very good friend from way back. The whole family. That's the east of Libya. We never lived in the east of Libya. All my father's properties were in the west. Tripoli is our capital.
Yes.
It's the main city of Libya.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at these places. I'm like, I can't wait to get this up and running, put my father's legacy back to where it should be, on the perch it should be, and concentrate on Libya because I really want to get involved in Libya.
For your future in Libya, are you planning to take the HNS group, which is primarily a real estate development group, to Libya to work on new projects there?
No, I'm going there as Dino.
So this is a new phase.
This is a new phase. During my father's time, I was awarded to design the master plan of Benghazi, the new master plan.
Wow.
It was a dream project for any architect. Unfortunately, the government's changed, the ministers changed, and the project went away. But before it went away, I turned around to my dad. I said, Dad, what should I call my company? And he said, Dino, of course. Everybody knows you as Dino. So that's why I've started with the architectural studio. It's now called Dino's Architects. I want to expand on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to be doing different architectural projects.
It's not just architecture, it's contracting. It's honestly whatever my country needs. And if I'm able to do it, now if I want to do it, I will do it.